It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. Our conversation with Lisa Spencer from the Indiana County Department of Human Services, brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Lisa Spencer, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, she just left. I'm well, and you're happy now,
Yes.
aren't you?
Yes. Today's a good day.
It is. It is. It's a beautiful day.
It is beautiful outside.
Hey, you had a really beautiful day on Saturday, too, didn't you?
We did. We did. It was really fun. So that was our Family Fun Fest out at the Indiana Mall. And we, after everything was totaled, I think we missed a couple of families on the count, but we had 359 families.
I heard it was packed.
Yeah, we really, it was such a fun day, and it was a good, steady day. So we had 565 adults and 648 children.
Man.
So we had about 1,213 people attend, and it was really a really fun day. And I had a chance to be at the greeter tables because that's what I like the best. I love having people, get them all excited to come in, and then I like to hear what they have to say when they leave. And all the families were so appreciative.
Oh, good.
And it was really fun because we had there was a big hockey tournament in town that we weren't aware of. And we actually had people from out of town just come to the mall in between games just for something to do. And they stumbled upon our Family Fun Fest and said, what is going on here? And they were leaving, and they said, what a blast. That was really fun. And they could not believe that it was all free. And, that's with the Children's Advisory Commission through my office over at the Department of Human Services. And it's just a really fun event that we do. So the next one is my favorite, Family Nature Palooza.
Oh, yeah.
Will be coming up June 6th. That's on a Saturday.
Again?
Blue Spruce, favorite park. It's my favorite park and my favorite event. And I told everyone to look forward to that one. That's always a fun day.
Sure.
So...
having things to do for kids is one thing, but having things that are not going to just impact them at that moment, but maybe move them forward and give them hobbies that could last a lifetime.
Exactly. And I think one thing was really neat, too. There were a lot of, giveaways at the mall. And one in particular that I loved was the literacy table for the little kids, everybody was allowed to pick a free book. I love that. Do you remember, like, Riff, when we were in school, reading is fundamental, and we had a chance to go out to the big mobile and pick a book?
You're much younger than I am.
Okay. Well, I remember and I remember thinking, how much fun is that you get to pick a free book? So I think the kids were very excited about that. So.
I remember the commercial. The jingle keeps going through my head. Reading is fundamental.
Okay, now I don't know that one, but you know other songs I don't know. So
I do. Yes, I do. Which I have favored you with.
Exactly.
Okay, so
that's for you, Mom.
So Family Fun Fest. So your mom was able to hear. Did you actually sing the song I sang to you?
No, because how could I possibly remember it? But I told her I wish I would have recorded it because it was fabulous. It was longer than I thought, and I couldn't believe you remembered all of that.
Yeah.
I was surprised you even knew it.
You were surprised it even existed. And
yes.
For folks who don't know, it was the Pancreas song. And Ward Hilliard just put his hand over his head and went, oh, no. Okay. All right, so let's get back to business here. You've got serious things that are going on.
I do. I just wanted to read a brief statement here. I, in my role as the director of the Department of Human Services for the county, I also wear another hat as the public information officer for the county. So I am part of the Health and Human Services Subcommittee, which we are also part of a larger entity, too. We'll get here. And we always are working on preparedness, just in case of anything, disasters or anything, emergencies that happen in the county. So I wanted to talk briefly this morning about the coronavirus that has been in the news lately. And on behalf of the Health and Human Services Subcommittee, as part of the larger Emergency Management Disaster Planning Committee, that's a mouthful. We wanted to let residents know that we are using this time to review and update our pandemic plan per the CDC guidelines. So our committees are always striving to focus on prevention and precaution. Being proactive and prepared is always a good thing. There are no known cases of coronavirus in Pennsylvania. The best way to stay updated on the coronavirus is to log on to the CDC website and or the PA Department of Health website. The information put off of both of those it's the same information. And I know that you've mentioned that many times. I've heard your little spots too about the next that I'm going to say. The most important things to do to protect yourself and your family is to practice good hand washing throughout the day and not touch the T-zone. And I hear Todd say this all the time: your eyes, your nose, your mouth. And while we were talking about this topic, the flu is actually very active in our county. So, and it is not too late to get a flu shot.
Yeah. Well, we just had the story today, as a matter of fact, what the flu is around the state. The state said yesterday, the health department, that the flu is finally, the pace is beginning to ease across the state. But here in our area, it's actually, the pace is still going up.
It is.
So we added more.
I heard from the other, I don't know, I'm not sure if it was Josh or if it was Chuck. That was last week. I think we were already well into 600 plus flu cases for Indiana County.
For Indiana County? Yeah.
Yes. So
Tell you what, I have the ultimate source of knowledge, which is our website.
Well, let's do that because that is, that's substantial. And that's only the positive testing ones. That's not even everyone who didn't get tested.
That's the thing. These are lab-confirmed flu cases, which is entirely different from what is a probably much larger number, because some people get the flu, they just stay home. They don't
just
go get
stay
treated.
home.
In Indiana County, 720 confirmed flu cases.
That's way higher.
As of the beginning of this week, we added 67 in the last week.
Yes, because I remember being in the 600s, and that is really taking a toll on some people. And I'm so grateful that I've never actually had the flu. I'm so grateful for that.
In your life?
So I don't think I've ever had the flu. I really don't. I've never been sick like that. So that's great news. But as you get older, the immune systems get a little compromised. So I guess I'll be eating some more oranges or something. I don't know.
Well, they talk about now, because of the coronavirus and people being overly concerned about it, they're going out and buying up all of the surgical masks.
Right.
Any of the face masks that they can put on. And what they've done now is they've created a rush on them so that medical professionals who need them in order to do their job can't find them.
Right.
And some of the online sites have jacked their prices up because of the demand. And so medical professionals can't get their masks in order to do what they have to do to protect the public health. And the mask doesn't do anything for coronavirus.
Right.
So.
And I think it's really, and Tom Stutzman, he really had the best things to say about this. He's the director of VMA. It's just common sense. It's just common sense. Just stay away from people who are coughing. Remind people to cover their mouths about 6 feet away. If you're 6 feet away from someone who is coughing, you should be okay. You should be okay. You shouldn't need all this extra, but you must practice good hand washing. You must not touch your face, and that's where all your mucous membranes are. So that's the easiest way to get it into your system. Actually, I heard that from you the other day on the radio, so I'm taking your own information. And so, see, I listen to you even when I'm not here.
Well, thank you for that.
So
there were tons of reports last week that the CDC had put out a warning about you need to shave off your facial hair, fellas, because it catches the coronavirus and holds it there. They even put out an infographic with 36 different facial hairstyles to show which are and are not at risk. The idea was that you need to make sure all of your facial hair fits under a mask or respirator. Otherwise, the virus could get stuck in the exposed hairs. Thing is, you're not supposed to be taking a mask. Some of the facial hair styles, the CD said, were fine. Were clean shaven, soul patch, and the Zorro. I have no idea what the Zorro is.
It must be a Z. That's
some styles that put you at risk are stubble, ZZ Top beards, mutton chops, the Fu Manchu, and the Dolly, the Salvador Dali.
Okay, again, I only know two of those.
Yeah. So anyway, the CDC does not recommend wearing masks or respirators to avoid coronavirus.
Right.
To wear one for one.
It's just common sense, and it's really about practicing good infection control.
Yeah.
And we should be doing that all year long, not just when things happen.
So you as a county have, as a subcommittee, you've already met about this and you've talked about what county protocols are.
Oh, yes. We have a pandemic plan for the county, and we already have one. It's mandatory. You have to have one. But we were just getting together. I think it was Monday. My days go by so quickly here. But I think Monday we had gotten together and we decided, let's just take it out, review it. Let's look at everything, get it updated, with the CDC guidelines. And that's always a good thing, because we are always about prevention and being prepared and being proactive. And I like all those P's because they're easy to remember.
Well, you always should.
We're on top of it. We're always ready to go if we have to. We hope that we don't have to get activated for anything. We don't want to be activated for floods, or we don't want to be activated for when the tornadoes hit, But it's always good to be prepared. And that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. And you should always mind your P's.
Yes, and Q's.
and eat your peas, because it's a good thing for you. All right, very good.
All right.
Lisa Spencer, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you next month. It'll be here in a day.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's going quickly.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. Fox News up next.